Okay, hello. Prussia, I appreciate you saying that, I really do, but I don't think I can keep you here. Okay, here we go. Oops, wrong screen. Oh, and my chat's not on. Chat 1. You have been unsummoned. Indeed. Good morning. Sup, Thunder. How you doing today? Okay, that should work. Chat should be working now. There we go. Yeah, it works. Doing all right. Slow start to the day. / coffee first, then I can plan. Nice. Yeah, I'm sort of in a similar boat. I've been like struggling to like figure out how to reorganize all this stuff, but yeah, I think I got it. There's gonna be like a lot of rewriting, and I want to just tackle that first while my brain is fresh, I think is the goal here. So so that's goal number 1, is to start that. But yeah, what are you working on? We're gonna need some like new graphics for here. I'm trying to see. So during the, we'll just kind of jump right into it, I guess. All right, interesting way to start the stream. There we go. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to like, because I definitely have to do some rewrites here, and like add some stuff, but I'm trying to figure out, like, this page almost has to be completely redone, so it might be a bit of just writing, which is, you know, not my forte, but we'll do our best here. Okay. You do what I do. Hey, ChatGPT, how do I enter task? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really good for like reformatting stuff, so it's worth it. Yeah. It works very well. I don't know what I'm saying right now. My brain is frazzled. Let's see. So during the Old God's draw phase, the Old God will draw cards based on their icons indicated. An extra space there. On the Old God. On the Old God card itself. Any wasteland in play and any other cards that indicate card draw. I feel like this sentence might... Yeah, I think I just need to revise this entire page. I mean, technically this stuff here I don't. I might want to add the icons for clarity's sake here, but this whole page really, like this whole top part needs to be redone, arguably. So maybe the first thing to do is pull up the rule book and tackle that first. So let's do that. The good old rulebook editing stream. Everyone's favorite, fan favorite rulebook editing stream. Although funny enough, like I feel like I've had more viewership with the rulebook editing than I have with art. Which is surprising to me. This is the wrong thing. We need the rulebook. Rulebook here. Let's do some rewrites. So this is in the Old God card draw phase. Player draw phase, unit step, allocation, player attack. Old God. Is Old God attack phase before? Oh, draw phase. Here it is. Okay, so these 3 paragraphs. I think this probably needs to be a separate sentence. I'm just gonna do this down here because I want to be able to see the whole thing. Okay. During the Old God draw phase, the Old God will draw cards based on the icons indicated on the Old God card itself. Any wastelands in play. I don't find that the rule making is more popular. Lots of people... Wait. And lots of people creating or getting creative ever since D&D started to do whoa, popular is weird. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly haven't really even paid attention to D&D that much recently. The thing is, like, I never like pay attention to the like I just use it to do like a lot of homebrew stuff, so don't find that the role making is more popular. Oh, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Like it should be more popular? Is that what you're trying to say? Or am I just being way too dyslexic and not being able to read what you're saying? I don't find that the rule making is more popular is weird. Oh, gotcha. No, yes, I gotcha. Gotcha. Sorry. My brain is not working yet today. I'm still waking up, apparently. I've got you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess there's a lot of art out there and there's not a lot of like rule stuff. And you said the rules were more than art. Yeah. No, I got you now. I'm just brain dead apparently. So yeah. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. We have lag between us. Yeah. No, there's like a few second lag for sure. But I got you now. I fully understand. But yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people. I mean, there's so many like game systems out there. Like D&D is not the only option for sure. I kind of want to get back into like playing more D&D or at least some role-playing game. I have like a D&D campaign that we were playing for like years and I just kind of fell off, and I would really like to finish it, mostly just for the story, because it's like all the stuff I do is homebrew. I basically just take D&D and then like just obviously just use it for its mechanics. I don't use any of the story or anything like that, so I don't really know what's going on with the whole D&D sphere. But hey, no scratching the carpet. Thank you. But yeah, I haven't even seen the new rule set yet. Like I know it's not supposed to be like horribly different, but it's just interesting. During the Old God draw phase, the Old God, so this basically I feel like so the thing here is, so during the Old God's draw phase, the Old God will draw cards based on the icons indicated on the Old God card itself, comma, any wastelands in play, and any other cards indicating or that indicate card draw. It has returned into, if you don't want to play the game the GM made, I can tell him to change his word. Oh, his world. Interesting. Like putting power into the players? Is that kind of how that works? Like to prevent like railroading and stuff like that? I mean, I kind of get that, but I also think that like you just have to have a level of trust there, right? Like if it's a bad GM, it's a bad GM, and you should just not play with that group. It's more like safe space kind of thing. Yeah. The whole like, I mean, a lot of people play with that as like a homebrew rule, but I feel like that's just like a conversation you should have with your friends, and not like, it's weird to, I guess that's kind of interesting to introduce that as like an actual like mechanic. I don't know. It's no 2024 D&D. Interesting. I'll have to look into it. I don't have any, like, I literally haven't even looked at it yet, so I'm curious, honestly, to just see what they did. Very curious. I can't formulate any opinions, you know? Because any homebrew rules you want to throw in there, anything that, like, if you want that kind of thing, totally fine. I mean, which you also can, like, add or remove rules, even in the base game, right? Like, which is actually something I kind of thought would be cool, is making, like, a modular role-playing game. where you can introduce different systems based on what you need. Which, I mean, is like, you know, any game you could, in theory, do that. But I thought that'd be kind of interesting to have like a modular mechanics-based system where all the modules interplay well with each other, but you don't need to use all of them. I don't know. I just thought that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know exactly what that means, but I said it. Anyway, the problem with this sentence is that some of the cards... So currently, Old Gods and Wastelands are the only ones with icons. In theory, there could be a Ruins with draw icons, but monster icons should never have card draw. Oh. Sorry. Had to make my cat run away. So not really. He's trying to play right now. And of course I'm streaming, so. Yeah. I don't know. Guess I gotta look up D&D. See what they did. Very curious. I think literally the only thing I've heard about it was that they changed, like, surprise rounds or something. I think that's like the only thing I heard about it. How do you read my mind? I want to do something like that. You want to play with character X, Y, and Z needs different books to a player who wants to play a X, Z. I'm mulling it over in my mind. Yeah. Could be interesting. I don't know. Modular, yeah. Could it be kind of cool? But I don't know. I have too many things to work on at this point, so maybe that's something at some point, but you need like some strong base mechanics to base all those off of, and then everything else would have to work off of those base mechanics. Right. Modular. Yeah, I think there's definitely a delay, but I wonder if the let me test something. Okay, no, never mind. I just wanted to see. Yes, I got the idea from... I don't know if I know that. Quarriers? Is that how you pronounce that? Modular dice game you build. Interesting. Huh. Okay. That's kind of cool. Lots of dice. I see that. Huh. Alright. All them dice. Look at them all. Yeah. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. That's, I think, the least of my worries right now, but got too many other things. Between like Armies Against Entropy and now people seem to really like my 24-hour game I did for the BTP video. So now it's like, do I work on that at all? And like Soul's just been such on the back burner. What do I do with that? I almost feel like that looked awesome. The dice or the 24-hour game? During the old god draw phase, the old god will draw itself any wastelands in play and any other cards that indicate card draw. The problem here is that this doesn't specify whether it might just be like I guess maybe it should just be like keep in mind some card draw will be modified by the base effect of other cards. Maybe the 24 hour just needs a little spit and shine. I think it'd be great, or get popular quick. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. The yeah, it needs some polish. I don't know exactly how to achieve that because I know its problems, and I'm just worried that like fixing one thing is gonna cause like problems with another thing, and then it's gonna end up just being like a ton of work. But yes, you're correct. There's lots on your plate already. I think the game plan is to finish the rule book and get this sort of good to go, and then once that is done, I can maybe working on that for like, you know, a week or two, and then get that polished. Because I kind of want to, because I think it would be, I don't want to add a ton to it. That's the biggest thing. So it's a little bit more than just cleanup in my opinion. I mean, it could just be, I could just clean it up, but I didn't play it, but yeah, no, I think, so let's just talk about it for half a second. I need, you know, just home. No, computer. We're just gonna show all my files. You guys can just, you know, see stuff that you shouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about it for half a second, just for the fun. Watching it didn't seem bad. Yeah. So no, I don't have anything on my Google Drive that would be incriminating. I mean, I do have like finance stuff on there, but it's not like you can see it in the title. Here's what it would need, right? It would need, here's the problems of the current game. One is just like clarity of rules, right? Tools need more, like, to be more specific. The probably biggest problem is for longer games. The deck, the draw of the deck gets polluted. I don't know how you'd phrase that, like deck, I guess pollution. Because the problem is you have your main deck of random rewards and then a discard pile, right? The problem is as you get rewards come from a separate pile. Typically rewards are rations to keep you going, right? Here, I'll show you. This probably isn't what I should be doing, but it's interesting, so I'm doing it anyway. And it's been on my mind anyway, so why not? We'll talk about it. So here's the problem. The main draw pile is random cards, right? And so you'll draw these cards and you'll get them in your deck, right? Like in your hand. And those can all go, you know, whatever. That's fine, all well and good. The problem is, you know, you use these cards and they go here and then you discard them, right? You discard your cards as you go. And you get new cards to replace them, right? But the problem is when you get a reward from a card, like not that one, not that one. Well, actually this one. Yeah, not that one. Not that one. This one? Yeah. So say I kill the Bogwater Beast, right? It gives you 2 rations. So the problem is you didn't draw rations or other cards from designated piles, so you don't have to like rifle through the draw pile. Because originally we were doing that. We're like, all right, you get 2 rations. All right, I'll mill through the entire deck until I get 2 rations. There's 2 problems with that. One is milling through the deck just felt bad, right? And then the other was people would know what cards you got, right? Because you have to sort through the deck to find what card you get. So that felt weird, right? So I was like, okay, we'll have separate draw piles. That's fine. So you draw from that pile, right? But the problem there is that now you have a bunch of extra rations in the game, right? That weren't in the original draw pile. So once you run out of cards in your draw pile afterward, like, because you do get a card per turn, right? But now there's, you know, 2 more rations in here. And like I said, a lot of the events are giving rations. So maybe you have, I don't know, 10 rations, additional rations into the draw pile, and you start shuffling it. So you're more likely to just keep drawing rations, right? So then it doesn't feel as fun because you have your whole inventory is just full of rations and nothing else. So the deck just gets kind of polluted as you add more cards to it. The ratio and the balance of it is off. Likely the best scenario is just figure out how many cards it takes to get through the entire event deck. And then the event deck needs to be balanced to try to kill every player before the game is over. Yeah, I see the problem. Just keep the cards different. A reward cap gets tossed into a different discard. Yeah, but then you have to remember what, like, well, I guess, yeah, the rewards could be like different cards, I suppose. Which could be interesting. Like, they could be more special, potentially. Like, you could get rare items. I think really the simplest solution, yeah, is just have enough cards in the draw pile that you don't have to reshuffle, but it's kind of hard to say. Red shaded or something. Yeah. That could be it too. Yeah. I mean, or like I said, they could be different cards. Reward cards could maybe be better than other cards. Although that feels like a lot of work for polish. That's what I'm saying though, right? Like, that's my worry about working on this is like, okay, well now I have to create a whole separate deck that are, you know, specific red cards that are rewards, right? But arguably not too much work, but the scope could creep a lot faster than you would expect, right? Part of that might just be balancing the deck as a whole and then balancing events, right? Because if you balance the events to give like the right amount of stuff, it might be fine. I don't know. There's already too many rations probably in the draw pile right now. It probably should be more even, and then as you get rations as rewards, it feels better. So maybe that's what I do. probably try the simplest solution first, right? Which is reduce the number of rations in the draw pile, at least the ratio of rations. I was tempted to add some more items just for variety's sake, and then we can have more items in the draw pile, meaning you have to recycle it less times, right? But there's a balance to be found, but that's work, right? That's a good amount of work to just get that to feel right. Obviously there's just some cards that need rewording and like some tweaking. Oh yeah, but that thing with 24-hour game, the polish, but yeah, I think when you have time, keep this on the pile to refine. Oh, for sure. I think maybe that's even just after I get the rulebook done with armies, because that's going to need play testing, and so maybe we just play test it for a while we kind of gather up more things that we think is wrong with armies, and then we just do like a maybe spend like a week on this game, right? And then it'd be cool to kind of like make an event out of it, be like, you know, refining the game, and then just like do like an extra week game jam to fix it or something. But not really a game jam, but you know what I mean. And the one other thing I'm not perfectly happy with is the corruption mechanic. I really wanted this. There's two things I wanted here. One is it just needs to be like, the difference between it now is that damage can be removed and corruption cannot. Maximus, yo, what's up? Why no? Do you miss test? Is that what you're saying? Or because I'm not looking at rulebook right now? It's probably because I'm not looking at the rulebook. I will. I'm just finished. Yeah, I missed test. Yeah, I did say test at some point, but morning, Edmund. Edman? But yeah, here we are. Aiden, what's up? Yo, what are we doing today? We're working on the rule book more. I was just talking about this a little bit because we had a tangent about my the 24-hour game for the BTP video. I would like to do more with corruption. The fact that it's the same thing as damage is kind of annoying. And I really, really wanted this to be... I kind of sidetracked him a little. It's okay. Wait, what seems to be the problem? Yeah, there's... sorry, I'm just seeing what Maximus said. Anyway, speaking of working on game jams, one a jam where the topic is finish the game and technically finish, but not. Great game. That would be weird. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. The main problem is deck pollution. I talked about this already. The problem is you draw from the draw pile, and then once the draw pile is empty, you reshuffle it. But the problem is the rewards you get from events are from separate piles, like rations, and most of them are ration based, right? So you draw rations from the reward pile, but then you're putting those back into the same discard pile as the draw pile. So it ends up being, they end up all getting mixed together, and then you end up with a draw pile of like only rations. And then the game just kind of starts to drag at the end there because you can't do any events and you have full rations. So it's just like, eh. That's the current biggest problem. The games do go longer with 4 players than 2 players. 2 players usually killing each other a lot faster, so it didn't matter as much. But it is an issue. One time you run out of separate piles too. In theory, but the problem is there's more ration rewards than anything else, right? And yeah, you would run out of these piles. I guess that is another issue, right? You'd run out of these piles eventually. So there needs to be some sort of solution for that. That's biggest problem one. And then the other problem I have, you can make them all one draw pile and have the reward say search the pile. I did do that before. That was how it was before, but most people didn't feel good about milling the deck, right? Because you basically would just, you know, search through everything, and then when you found the thing that you were supposed to get, you would just take that, right? But then people see what you got, right? Unless you get to choose what card you got, but I feel like choosing the card you get is way too powerful. That was my issue. The reward could just be cards in general, but I don't know. Anonymous's ideas technically fixes it, but it's clunky even if it's searching the draw pile then shuffling it. Yeah, I mean that's what we had before, and it just wasn't quite working. The biggest, honestly, the biggest issue of it all was when you're searching through, you're like, oh, I got the ration I need. Well, obviously ration wasn't a problem. Like if you got a weapon, you're like, oh, I got a weapon, and then everyone sees you draw this weapon, right? You make it a token and not a card. Interesting. I'm trying to think how that would work. Another clunky idea is making different separate piles with tools. Yeah, like different discard piles, basically. What was draw 3, choose 1? It could be that. No way to confuse rewards with the others. Well, like you place a token on the card you draw? Is that what you're saying? I guess I'm confused what you mean by tokens. Like in what? Because the cards technically, you know, obviously have... I see what you're saying. The problem with that is rations aren't just like a... I mean, they could be a token, right? I guess they could still take up your inventory slot, but not all rewards are rations, just most of them, right? So it could work. It could be a solution. I'm not sure I'm 100% convinced on it, but... Okay, since the biggest issue is rations, what if rations are tokens and rations deck card from the draw pile? And the rations deck / rations cards from the draw pile are given to player that redeem or ration tokens. Interesting. And then latest scene ration card goes to the bottom of the draw pile. I think my worry, like I think it's a possible solution. My only worry with tokens is that, I mean, maybe it works. I'd have to think about it more, but my initial thought, right, is that you get a token. Tokens would still have to take up inventory slots. I don't know. What if the draw pile isn't in weapons, tools, ration piles? Lots of polish. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm getting at, is like the solution isn't exactly super easy. Basically, when you need to get ration rewards, you reveal the top card from the rations pile for yourself, and then you take that many ration tokens and you put that ration card to the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. Yeah. If your worry is limited inventory slots, you can make it so that X ration tokens take up 1 inventory slot. Well, I think one one token would take up one slot is how that would have to be. I see what you're saying. It's like a food voucher, right? And then when you play the food voucher, you draw the top card of the ration, you use it, and then you place it, at the bottom of this deck, right? That is a solution, and I think it's more elegant than other ones for sure. It's a way to prevent that. So yeah, I guess that could work. But I have to think that through, right? I mean, it might, like, honestly, one of my solutions is you just make the draw pile more. You just add more cards, and then that way you don't have to, you just never have to shuffle the deck, right? That might be one of the options as well. Because the idea is, like, you get through all the events, and if you don't get through all the events, or if you get through every single event, you see who has the most damage and corruption, and whoever has the most at the end, you know, or whoever has the least at the end is the winner, right? I don't know if that's, like, exciting for people, but the other idea is, like, just make monsters harder and then just make you more likely to die quicker, right? The matches should be quicker. They really shouldn't be like an hour and a half long. Obviously, if you're learning the game, it's going to take longer, but there's a lot of solutions to the problem, but it depends on, like, how I want to approach that. But that's kind of my point, though, is I guess what I was getting at is because, yeah, I could work on this game. But polishing it is going to take a lot more work than just being like, oh yeah, just, you know, tune a few cards and call it a day, which I could do that, right? And just ignore the problems. That's totally a viable solution. Could also make it so everyone takes damage when event deck is cleared. I guess that's true. Yeah. I mean, also just adding more events would be interesting. I think I probably would add some more cards. Not like a whole heck of a lot, but I think I would add a few more cards. It's pretty simplistic design philosophy. Like, weapons are pretty similar. I don't know. I think I could add more. Just for variety's sake, right? Which, you know, that, I mean, Thunder was saying earlier that I could label these cards differently, right? Like make them red or something, or some other color, right? So you know that they go into a separate discard pile, which could bring to the, you know, could be interesting if you made them more powerful cards or more interesting cards. Rather than having a higher quantity, you have better quality cards from rewards. Should be interesting, but that does change the game balance, which I'm not entirely certain. The more powerful card idea is a good idea, but you could make them have a slightly different color or something. That's an option too, right? But then there's like 4 discard piles, which gets a little bit weird, but I think damage is also more prevalent than corruption, which is probably not a good thing, which is partly maybe because there's just too many rations in the deck completely. So maybe there just needs to be more rations in total, or sorry, less rations in total, especially in the draw pile, right? Because maybe the problem is you're getting too many rations from rewards, or sorry, too many rations from the draw pile and not enough from rewards. So like you should be trying to fight stuff more often to get rations rather than just getting lucky and getting them from the draw pile. So that's maybe also a factor, right? And then lastly, the only other thing I think I would want to change is I would want to add... Wait, so what's the purpose of the draw pile? So the draw pile, you pay your slot, right? And then you draw a card. It says keep your card consistent, right? Or keep card draw consistent, or number of cards, right? Say like you used all your cards on an event, right? Obviously you wouldn't use this many cards, that's ridiculous. But say you used all your cards on an event, you don't have any cards left. So the idea is if you don't have anything, or if maybe you have a slop, you pay a slop, get a card. Or if not, you take a corruption and then get another card. I have a cool idea. Patented Maximus cool idea. I'm ready. Now yours are more patented wild ideas. So cool idea is interesting. You can have an exile card mechanic so the deck doesn't get too polluted through gameplay. That's actually interesting. What if instead of draw pile, players just rolled a dice between 1 and 3 and they take the card that came up? Interesting. That's actually not bad. You still have to have 3 discard piles, but I think that's probably fine. And you can even let them reroll between 2 leftover options after they roll at a cost of corruption. That'd be interesting, yeah. It is a lot of rolling for like a mid in-between step, but that is interesting. Also makes it theoretically possible to count other players' draws. True. That is interesting. Okay, well that's an option. Like I said, I'm not really looking for like a full solution right now because I'm not actually going to be working on this. At least not until I'm done with the next batch of AAE. But yo, Bradley, what's up? But I think it's just interesting to talk about, right? So yeah, problem A, card draw problem, right? Deck pollution. That's problem A. Getting to be a full house. Yeah, the gang's all here. I can't chat much today. Big lurking vibes. Heck yeah. Lurk to your heart's content. Hail, Bradley. Hail and well met. Traveler. But yeah, so that's problem 1. Problem 2 is the lack of differentiation between corruption and damage, and the plans I had for corruption past you know, what I originally had planned for corruption is a lot different than what I ended up getting to do, right? Because the idea for corruption was that originally I was thinking like potentially debuffs, but then I was like, what if you're full of corruption and you die, right? What if corruption lets you stay in the game, but as like an evil force, right? So you work as one of the monsters, or something along those lines, right? So basically it's like you can keep playing even after you've lost just to spite your friends, right? And you can play corruption cards in some way, shape, or form. But okay, I have an idea for corruption. What if a bunch of events have certain corruption thresholds that when met make the event somewhat easier or change it in a way that could be helpful? That does sound cool. I almost would put it in the opposite direction, honestly. That like if it has a corruption threshold, it's maybe more difficult, right? I mean, it could be both, I guess. It's like it costs more damage to do, but gives a better reward or something like that. I could see that. That could be interesting. Spend corruption to attack players feels like other plays should get something when a player dies if they don't already. So the thing is, you can't really spend corruption as an alive player. All your corruption cards flip over to reveal what they do. Then you let loose a terror into other players. Sounds fun. Yeah, so that's the kind of, yeah, maybe like this is the back of the corruption card, right? And you flip it over and it has, actually that, I think I also just had a great idea, Maximus, because what if, which is along the lines of what Thunder is saying, because I was thinking that would be cool, right? What if these are just like modifiers you can apply to events, right? On the back of corruption. Like the monster now requires 5 extra damage to like, you know, extra damage to kill, or like just like modifiers to the events. I was saying if you didn't use the corruption after death idea. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I don't really want to use corruption as like a thing you can use while alive, because I think the problem with that is it's like also your source of damage, which means unless you keep the card, right? Like maybe you could play it in certain scenarios, but using corruption while you're alive, and if you get to discard it, means you it means you have what's it called? You're effectively lowering your damage. It's like a double benefit if you can use your corruption as a weapon, right? Unless you take damage from it. Best viewers. God, it's getting more and more corrupted in the viewers section. Anyway, no, actually mine's a bit different. My idea is corruption cards have an effect behind them, and when you manage to meet the cause, you get to play the effect. Interesting. And back, did I miss any feedback? No, I literally just read it. Yeah. My idea, I was agreeing with you. Fair. Yeah, I mean, well, that's, yeah. Well, yeah. But it would be cool, right? Like, you flip over these and they have something on the back. We need to set up Automon on Twitch. Yeah. It's true. I can just hit the ban button, though. And then it's done. Why is my phone blowing up? Sorry. Let's see. There are multiple times you said things that I don't mean much to you, but have you given me your beats mad inspiration? Oh, yeah. That don't mean much to you. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we like when we talk about stuff and we all come up with ideas. It's great. It's brainstorming. I think that was actually similar to like when I was actually making this game. I mean, I was like throwing all my ideas at Bradley, and Bradley was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if I actually helped. I think you made a completely different game than like ideas that I mentioned, but they really helped come up with like helped my brain get moving, even if I didn't use them exactly or I used them in different ways. It really helps, you know, come up with ideas, right? Even just being excited about an idea I mentioned, right, is sometimes like good for the I don't know, health of a brainstorm, right? Like if you're like excited about an idea and it's like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling good at like it. I don't know, brainstorming is an interesting thing because like you can have people that you talk with that you're not good at brainstorming with, right? Where it just like kind of feels like, what's the word? I don't know, abrasive is maybe the wrong word, but like you're just not getting anywhere with someone because you like, it's not like a yes and sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Brainstorming good. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's fun to throw ideas like this. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, throwing ideas back and forth is fun. That's like one of my favorite parts about like the creative process. So yeah, but they're programmed by like thousands of accounts and you can't pre-ban all of them. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I just realized like I thought you had to be affiliate to store your VODs. That is not true, by the way. So I guess we're doing VODs now on Twitch. So I'm just surprised it's off by default, but I guess it makes sense. Anyway, that being said, Maximus, what did you say again? Different corruption cards cause effects behind them. When you manage to meet, you get to play the effect. That could be interesting. The problem is you can't auto mod best viewers because you look how he spelt it. It spelt it, you know, the robot. It's not even viewers. It's like, I guess you probably ban streamboo.com. The comment I posted under Thunder, and I do not plan to post content under this name. Wait, what? Oh. So you do the same. Should I be looking at your channel too? Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. I missed Thunder's message there. Any hoodles. Yeah, a corruption mechanic like that. I think honestly the simplest is probably just have, like, when you die, you can flip the card over and it does some sort of detriment to the event. It would be kind of cool if it was somehow like a blind like mechanic where you don't know if the players got corrupted. I guess you don't know it until like maybe a cooler thing would be is if the corruption did have like an effect on it and then it was in your thing and it's null until you can actually I don't know. Actually, maybe having a prerequisite would be interesting. Or like maybe they always make an event more difficult and then you can play it to like screw over everyone else and maybe you have just enough stuff to do it. I don't know exactly what that is yet, but I think it would be interesting if players didn't know when you die and you could play a corrupted card and then they're like, oh yeah, I guess I got to bet on this, and you flip over the corrupted card and it makes it more difficult. Maybe. I don't know. Have given me and Beats mad inspiration implies there are two creators. I was curious, so I asked Beats. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Maximus is here like every time we stream, so and yeah, I guess for the brainstorming thing, I think is what he means, right? Just for whenst brainstorming, it's nice to have more people, you know? What if corruption cards cost corruption to play? Well, they probably cost damage, right? Because then you just take damage to your inventory instead. Because damage can't be removed and that kind of stuff, but... You have 5 corruption now, you want to play use a corruption card. And the other two just as a resource. Yeah. I mean, when you're dead. Okay, I see what you're saying. If you wish to use... Yeah, that's interesting. Like I said, I don't know exactly, and I'm not gonna like say for sure any of these things, right? This is just brainstorming for fun at this point, right? But I think that's a mechanic. I do like the idea of being able to play when you're dead. I don't want to make it too complicated either, right? But yeah, something along those lines, right? Corruption cards can be played. And you can kind of, you know, and then maybe there's tools that let, like, say we went with the corruption changes, or like corruption makes events harder mechanic, but you can only use them when you die. Maybe there's an item like similar. Wow, I literally drew ritual knife and I was gonna say ritual knife. An item similar to ritual knife, where it's like you can use it, but it plays one of your curses and makes the battle more difficult, right? Like that could be interesting, right? So, or like, yeah, maybe ritual knife even does that. It's like it removes a curse, but it plays it, right? That'd be kind of cool, right? Yeah, instead of like killing the creature, it's like on playing this weapon, it also plays a random curse from your hand. Hey, if you did this in 24 hours, just imagine a week of this thing. Yeah, for sure. So I think it'd be cool. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we make an event out of it. Like I said, I think it'd be cool to have like some sort of thing, but like the more people we get, more active more often, as many you know, the more we can do, right? Because if it's just like me and like YouTube, I mean, that'd be cool, right? Just working on this. But if it's just like me, right? If like no one shows up that day and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna work on this for a week, and like no one's here, and like make an event, quote unquote, out of it, it's not much, right? Obviously, y'all have lives. But like today's a full house, so it's actually kind of cool, right? But so that'd be kind of a cool thing to do, but it's difficult when like a lot of like stream ideas are based on audience participation. Guys, I have a perfect week-long vacation idea. What do you say? What if you didn't know the curses were before you died, so you just would get surprised? Yeah, that's what I kind of think. Like you put the curses down like this, and then on the, like, this is the back of the curse card and not actually the front, right? And then you flip it over and you see what effect it does, and then you have like a bunch of like interesting effects. So I think that's kind of a cool idea. But yeah, just a thought. I don't know. And then like, I guess like the only other problem that I have with the game is shops. I think they probably shouldn't be bid on, even though it's kind of fun. It just ends up like the person with the first turn in the order gets to do the shop. It probably should be everyone gets to do shop. Bidding probably isn't a shop thing. Which makes me feel like there should be less shops and more monsters, right? Like shops should probably be a rarity when they're kind of almost even. So yeah. Anyway, that's the ideas there. We probably should get back to rulebook editing. I know, super exciting. I'm having fun talking about that. Corruption mechanic. Corruption mechanic. Shop fix. Shop rule fix. But yeah, I figured I'd just write down what needs to be fixed, but like I said, shrug. But yeah, it'd be cool to have more like events and such, but maybe honestly, I think it'd be cool to maybe like make that like a follower goal or something like that. But I think the problem is that requires like a lot of followers, right? To get like enough people just on consistently. Thanks for indulging my curiosity. Honestly, I wanted to talk about it anyway. It was just, yeah. And you asking was an excuse to do it, so. Watching was fun. Hey, did that video drop yet? What was the channel? Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, it did drop. Yeah, that's why we were playing it. It was the day before that it dropped. Let me post it for you here. It actually explains the game and whatnot. So here you are. There you go. Yeah, it was a pretty fun one to make. Okay. My voice cracked. Okay. What? During the Old Gods draw phase, the Old God will draw cards based on icons indicated at the top of the card itself. Any wastelands in play. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of views, and I've gotten about 300 or so followers just from, or subscribers, from doing it. So yeah, I mean, some of their videos can get up to like, you know, 1 million views. I don't think that one's specifically going to get that many, but I mean, it's probably gonna get a good amount, so I'm not really worried about it. And 300 subscribers is pretty rad. So I might need to just start a new rule book. I don't know. I guess this might be fine. The only problem is, like, will card draw ever be on a Ruins? Is that something that I would ever want to do? I do not know. I don't think so. Like, it's technically an option, but nice thing about a fresh start is you already have most of the graphics and wrap-ups done. Just need to find how things order in the book. Yeah, for sure. There are some rules I need to like figure out, like, right, like technically... Yeah, there's just a few things I need to figure out here. It's interesting we don't have any wastelands that draw a card and a minion. That could be interesting. I mean, you can't... I mean, you have monsters with card draw, so that's different. They don't have the card draw icons, right? They have it as a base effect, right? I don't even know if this is the correct way to have it worded. It probably isn't. In fact, this is definitely the wrong way for it to work. I don't know why it says Old God gains +1 card draw. But it has to be in the base effect, right? Because it can't be in the attack order slot, right? It's mutually exclusive. We can't have attack order and card draw. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to word that. Technically, Rift Spawner now, if it... Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that to have card draw and base effects now with these, right? I almost think land should just be exclusive to drawing cards, and then maybe like special effects, like a Rift Spawner, maybe like should draw a card at like the end of the turn or something. But because then that gets weird, because the way I'm wording it now is that, because right now there's no like real good mechanic of why wastelands don't draw cards when they're drawn, right? Because like all other cards effects trigger either immediately or on that turn, right? So wastelands are an exception. They have summoning sickness, right? They come in disabled and then become enabled on the start of their next turn, which makes it weird for Rift Spawner now. That's, I think, why did like the Old God gains +1 card draw, because then it applies to the Old God rather than this card for some reason not being able to draw cards. But I think it might be more interesting if maybe they just, the effect is draw at the end of the turn or something along those lines. It gets weird when you, like, for the Old God, it almost doesn't make sense to have stuff be abnormal for what it does, right? Like, a monster that, like, exclusively draws cards would be weird. There's not really a whole lot of reason to have that. Granted, I guess the Abyssal Horde does, but that's more of a triggered effect, right? When it does thing, it does another thing. Whereas cards just draw cards. I don't know. My question is, do I try to future-proof this, or do I just write it and just call it good enough? I've been talking a lot. Let's just start rewriting this and then come back to it. Oh, hi. Yeah, I know. The Old God. The goads. God's draw phase. I think just rather, we'll say like any card with, we'll future proof it. Maybe that's yeah, I mean, I could basically fix it later, right? It's just wording. It's not like I really have to change too much, but I think I just get less specific, right? In a way. Or rules clarification section on the back. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can always rework this, right? That's part of my policy, is not to get too stuck up on whether I need to fix this in the future, right? During the Old Gods draw phase, I think what I'm just gonna do for now is just well, here, I'll word it like this. Any cards with like with card draw icons will there's gonna be a better way to word this, but let's just get it out. Get it out of my head. Get out of my head. Any card with card draw icons will draw and play cards into the play space. This will typically be, I just butchered the word typically, there we go. Typically be the Old God itself, or Wastelands. Let's try to spell the wrong waste. Like, keep note, or note that other cards may have card draw effects indicated in the base effect of the card. I think that's a better sentence. It could maybe be slightly reworded, but the structure is what I'm looking for, I think. Sorry, give me half a second. Okay. During the Old Gods draw phase, any cards with draw icons, what do I actually call these? Do I call them draw icons? Yeah, I guess just card draw icons. Yep. I thought I fixed this. We'll draw and play cards onto the play space. That's fine. Typically, This will typically be the Old God itself or Wastelands. Note that other cards may have card draw effects listed in the base effect of the card. Let's see if ChatGPT will do anything better with that, but I think that's pretty good. During the Old God's draw phase, any cards with draw icons will draw and play cards into the play space. This typically includes the Old God itself or Wastelands. Additionally, other cards may have card draw effects indicated the base effects. Sure, slightly more polished. Good enough for me. These cards, when played, are activated in order. They are drawn from left to right, top to bottom. Follow any specific instructions listed on each card. That's fine. All cards take effect immediately unless specified otherwise. The only exception to this is Wasteland cards, which are disabled at the beginning of their next turn. Are disabled until the beginning of their next turn. I guess this is one sentence. And that's a separate one. Okay. Right? Is that how that works? Yes. I should close Tabletop Simulator before it starts eating all my RAM. Because the one problem with Tabletop Simulator is it does have good memory leak issues, you know? Is it RAM? RAM or CPU? I can't remember. It eats something. I'm not a hardware expert. It'd be RAM. I think it uses all your RAM, if I remember correctly. Okay, that's reworded. Now we just need to do the graphics for the rewording, I think. Okay, let's move this over here. And then we open Photoshop and we reword this here. And then I think what we want to do is we want to move all this other stuff down a bit. Give ourselves a little more room because we can. And then this basically should just be changed to card draw icons. My lord, was outside for a Wasteland sounds like a Fallout fancy model name. Sound text, I couldn't breathe. Yep. Yep. That's a problem with words, you know? Sorry, I almost killed you, though. Good old Wastelands. Welcome to the Wastelands. Yeah, it's definitely like a strip club name. That's I think what that would be. Oh man. All right. Where were we? Let's replace. I need to download some cards actually. We need to re-download all these cards basically. What am I doing with my life? Dexterous. I think I still have that open on the other monitor, don't I? Or here. The old wastelands. Download this card. Download. We also want... do we want Volcano still? Sure, Volcano. Download Volcano. Download, and then we also need... I'm sorry, I don't know if I said this, but I thought it, but I'm surprised we don't have a card that draws one... I think I did say it. Draws one normal card and one minion. Surprised I haven't made that yet. There's an idea for later. Put that one in the idea bank. How can I reword this? This needs to be reworded before I do this. Rift spawner. Maybe it's okay. I mean, it's effectively the same thing. Yeah, screw it. We're gonna leave it. I'm sure it will be a problem later. But I can't be bothered. Reward draw or gain. I think it just might be confusing to... I mean, I think it's fine. I just think there's a chance it could be confusing to order of operations, I guess. But it should make sense. Like I said, I'm just gonna leave it. It's not what I'm trying to focus on right now. Like it's fine, really. I'd rather just like... Did I download the wrong card? I did. Is that fine? It is fine. It's like one of those things where it's like, it says gains +1 card draw, which wordage wise it's fine. I just don't know if it ends up like, it's the only thing that like it might be clearer if it just says it draws 1 card, right? But I almost think it might be better if it's conditional, because most other cards aren't drawing cards if they're not a land or the old god itself. And that might end up being confusing to new players, especially like draw order and that kind of thing. So, shrug is basically what I'm getting at. I think it's just one of those things that I'm just going to leave for now, and we'll see how it does in playtesting. Because it's too much of like a tangent of what I'm like currently working on anyway. Oh, I did download the right card. Yeah, sure, why not? Place. I think clarification section of the rulebook might be a solution. Yeah, probably. I don't want too much of that. That's the thing, but I do want like a slight, Jesus, that's huge. I do want some like a slight clarification section, but I don't want it to get too bogged down by I don't want it to be like Magic, right? Where it's like you need like a 80-page document to like, it's probably more than 80 pages. I don't need a bajillion page document that like clarifies everything that might be, you know, confusing. Most of the time, anything that needs clarification is determined on by the player. So I don't know. We'll see. I agree with you that it might need to be a thing, and there's some terminology that definitely needs to be clarified that I will have in the back of the book. But I don't want, because like most of the things already, it's like it is player choice. Like, so if like you don't know where, like for instance, if two enemy cards, or sorry, if two of your cards have the same number of units and they're getting attacked, and it's like this attacks the highest unit cost card or unit count card, it will attack the player. Like the player gets to choose at that point, right? Because I'd rather have a player choice than have to pause your game, look at the back of your rule book, and then keep going. That's just like a design philosophy decision, right? It's not so much a like, that's a totally valid way of doing it, but like either way is valid, of course, but I think it's just not the direction I want to go, depending, you know. I agree with you that there should be some clarification, right? There's like I don't have any term for disabled is a term, but it doesn't show up anywhere. So it's like, that's definitely something that needs to be somewhere in the book. And the back of the book is definitely the right call for that. But, why is that looking weird? I guess I just need to feather it by a few frames, but I guess we'll just do this for now. What if instead I do this, actually? Select subject. What does it do for me? Not quite. It tried. Okay, we need to turn down... Ooh, tolerance needs to be like, I don't know, 50. Too much tolerance. 25, sure. Okay, cool. Cool. Too much there, but... I think a big game needs clarification. Mostly big box games I've played of some sort. I bet D&D has a couple. Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you there. Yeah, I'm just, I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, it just looks fuzzy. What if we do this? Go in one, and then we feather the selection. By one, and then delete it. Oh, it looks okay. Looks a little fuzzy, but... Nah, no, I don't like it. that's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about rule clarification. I think it obviously like is needed for sure in a lot of things, but yeah, clean and concise is kind of what I'm going for sure. Because if you have too many exceptions, then yeah, you get kind of in like a weird, crazy zone that I'm not looking to have. Because like, I mean, you think of like standard board games, right? I mean, this is like somewhere kind of between like a standard board game and a trading card game. But usually you don't have like a ton of like exception rules, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think this arrow is gonna need to be slightly different. But yeah, I mean, my goal is like more or less to have as little clarification as possible. Like not clarification, but you know, necessary for clarification as possible within cards. And then if I need to do that, like at the end, then I do that. But I guess we see how players react to it and stuff like that, right? That's like something that we find in playtesting. If like there's no way to, as little clarity as possible, confuse everyone. Exactly, Maximus, you get it. No one should understand this game. Well, what game did Calvin Hobbes play? I don't know. I do not recall. Oh, Calvin Ball. That's right. Yeah. Can't say I was like too much of a in the know about that, but the game where you never play the same twice. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. It's very classic. Never let them know how a card works, then make a 3K page document dealing with how Blight might deal 7 damage only if humidity in the room is 30% and pressure is 54. Yes. Perfect. That's what we want. This is the game we have created. I don't think I changed this. Did I change this? Oh god. T. No, I didn't. And I don't honestly think I changed this either, but I didn't. What I do want to do though is We want this to be like extra bold, and then we want it to be the wasteland color. And then I feel like disabled being like a red. And also bold, maybe the darker red. And then also bold. And maybe could potentially also be, where's the text editor thing? There it is. There we go. Let's stand out because that's pretty important. Actually, I think that's the biggest thing that needed to change here. I think that's all done. Oh, well, actually, no. We did want to put the icons on here for main deck and minion deck. Are these... Oops. Dun, 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 dun. Drop this in here. Done. This can go into the main deck file here. Put it there. Put her there. That's not what I meant to do. Just for a little extra clarity there. Keep forgetting we changed the minion icon. I do like it better, but it's just I keep forgetting. You know, we know the playlist so well that you know the next song. These are not aligned. Okay. Shove that way a little bit. There we go. Ta-da! I was gonna ask if we lost everyone with the rulebook editing, but we are at a staggering 7 concurrent viewers. So thank you everyone for lurking. I appreciate you. Not to just call you out for lurking, but you have been perceived, and know you have. We're eager or engagedly observing. I said I'd be lurking, rude. I'm sorry. Do lurkers not like to be called out that they're lurking? Do they like being sneaky Like feeling like no one is observing them, observing me, you know? Watching you, watching me. The end. This page is done. In fact, the only page that we don't have to like really correct and move everything around, which is nice. And what I said, rule over art could trick the anti-art people into rule day stream, but do art in it. True. I mean, that's kind of what some of it is, like moving all this around and making it look pretty. It's organizing. I am surprised though. I feel like last time we did rulebook stuff, all the viewers just dropped off. But I'm cool with like people who just lurk and watch. That's fine. I also think I get more... Actually, I don't know if that's true anymore. I was about to say I think I get more viewership in my earlier streams, but I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know. What do y'all think about the fact that I do streams at like not random times, but like incrementally different times? Because I think it's not something a lot of people do, but I think it's kind of cool to be able to do different times so different people can catch the streams. Obviously, it means that not everyone can catch every stream unless you're Maximus. Oh, Thunder, you've been here a good bit lately, so I appreciate that. But I don't know. I think it's just interesting to like think about that. Like, when's the best time to stream? And that's the funny thing. There's like so many articles about that and like things like, here's the best times you should whatever, and you should plan around this. And it's just like, eh. I think it's great, but I'm on the same content as you. Okay, yeah. I mean, the current time is basically perfect for my routine. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know the earlier ones are probably better for you, Maximus, but oh, you mean current, like the schedule? Like, yeah, because the late one's on Friday, which means you can sometimes hit, right? I think that's what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I'm losing my mind. It's fine. What else do we need to do? Do we keep working on rulebook? Maybe. Old God base effect. Do we need... Okay, let's talk. Do we need the base effect to be in here? I feel like we probably should have it as a thing. Because it currently isn't, which seems like the base effect for an Old God card is not in the rule book. It is in the card anatomy section, but we never explain it. It is one of those things that seems like self-explanatory, but fans out in Australia or Europe might find it erratic. Yeah. The thing is, it's very consistent, right? Like, I consistently do them at the same times. Yo, Runner, what's up? How you doing? Good day. Good day to you. Hail and well met. I guess we'll put the base effect in. I don't think it makes sense to put it in this corner here, so we might need to rearrange stuff and have it be at the beginning, but I think that's fine. I mean, if he's kept streaming at the same consistent times he used to before doing this time shift thing, I would only be catching Monday streams nowadays. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can't even remember when I consistently streamed anymore. I guess it was late, right? It was always late. And then I did more like originally I was always streaming at like 2 my time, so like 2 hours from now kind of deal. Oh yeah, like well 2.5 hours from now, but how are you, my friend? Hey Ed, look at you guys talking. I feel like I kind of want to do a this might sound silly, but I feel like whenever people jump on Twitch or on YouTube and we have like a majority one place or the other, just telling chat to say hi to Twitch, I feel like might be a way to keep people from it's like, oh hey YouTube, say hi to Twitch. I feel like that's like one of those things where it's like you try to keep people, because like I said, the biggest thing for dual streaming people get upset about is the disconnect between the community. Hi Twitch, yeah, so it's like it's fun and friendly, yay, so fun. But I don't know if it's like, it could also be like cringe, right? You're just like Beans, yeah, calling you Beans is fun. I do like, you guys you ever see that? Hi YouTube. There you go. I'm all right, good, I'm glad you're okay. Let's see, and we're there at like 4 a.m. around this my time element. Yeah, so it was late. Yeah. I'm jumping all over the place. You ever see that video with like the cat that's like climbing up the lady's like side of her house and she's like, Beans, no, don't do this, Beans. You ever seen that? It's a good one. It's a good it's my favorite like short video. Feels like having 2 tin cans attached to a string. That's a good way of putting it. Hey, which is fun, right? When was the last time you did that? I need to do that again someday. Just attach some tin cans to strings. Anyway, I'm just going on tangents. It's nice to have you here. Beats, you're the string. I'm the string. This is my string cosplay. My favorite short video is here, kitty, you can has cheeseburger, basically. Yeah, 100%. It's a cat video. What can you do about it? Okay. Let me pull up some other stuff here. This is where we kind of need to figure out organizing the rulebook as well a little bit. L. I'm always running up the sides of houses, to be honest. Honestly, this is literally it. All right, we're doing React content for a second. Ready for this? We're muting, wait, hold on. We're muting the music. It's just such a good video. I don't know what to tell you, you know? Hold on. Ready? Oh wait, you need audio. Might be loud.
No! What are you doing? Beans! What are you doing? Oh my god! You can't do this! Beans! Idiot! I'll let you in now, God!
Anyway, there you are. How very British, I know, right? It's so good. Anyway, here we are. Oh god, sorry. I probably just blasted you with music. I am so sorry. Well, I guess it was the beginning of the song, so it might have not been too bad, but I know Dalamus likes when I blow his eardrums out, so. Consider me blasted. Anyway. Surprisingly, this time you did not rupture my eardrums. If I waited like 2 seconds longer, you would have been, because it was playing audio on 2 different sources, so it would have just completely... Do you want me to blast your eardrums out? I can do it. Sorry, Thunder said something. Oh man, I had to look this up because I was like, what the fuck? You mean when Beans climbing cat? Oh, so you actually watched it, okay. Beans climbs up wall. Beans, what are you doing? It's very British, 100%. But I like Beans the cat. I'm a fan of Beans. Anyway. Yes, anyway, rules, books, stuff. We want to do this. I guess this page doesn't actually need to be reorganized because yeah, it should be fine. So what I guess we just want to compare it to this. These effects are the innate ability of the card that is active once played. Well, we're just gonna copy and paste. We do need to do this though. Let's move. I don't know. I don't love doing this exactly, but it'll look fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Besides Maximus being disappointed his eardrums aren't ruptured. It's the only thing that isn't fine right now. I don't know if he'll ever forgive me. Okay, positive effect, move that down. Feels good. We're actually making some progress on this today. I feel like, God, it feels like these need to be next to each other and they're not, which bothers me, but I don't really want... You know what? Maybe this is how we do it. Hold up. Hold up, wait a minute. We just change how we structure this. We do this. And then rather than calling this either defeated effect, we just call this defeated effects. Because that makes a lot more sense. And then we just, and then here we are. Then Bob's your uncle, as they say. Which is funny because I do have an Uncle Bob, so lore drop. Now you know. Official Beats lore. I have an uncle named Bob. Yo, Rob, speaking of, let's see. Oh, I'm Runner. Okay, I was like, speaking of Bob, here's a Rob. Yeah, this is how it feels being in a parallel universe. Exactly. Why did you Bob my uncle? Do you even ask if I wanted to be Bob? True. Hi, Bean from the other side. Welcome to the other side. That's not a thing. Anyway, welcome to the YouTube side. I probably should try to force everyone to be on Twitch instead of YouTube, but just so I can get affiliated, yeah, affiliated. You know what I mean? Because I need like the only requirement I have left is 3 concurrent average viewers. But hello, which is better side? Waiting strong strong biased response. Honestly, I do like Twitch better as a streaming platform, but I have found so many more people from YouTube, or so many more YouTube people have been discovered me through YouTube that it's like almost not even worth being on Twitch, you know? No, it's not worth being on Twitch, but I'm now unfollowing you just so you can't be affiliated anymore. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it, Maximus. I don't really care. You can be on whatever you want. If we get there, we get there. That's kind of how I feel about it. Maybe I should push it more. I don't know. My growth hasn't been that big with Twitch, and arguably for the number of like hours I've streamed, right? And like how long I've been streaming, because I've been streaming for about a year now. And like I hardly have any concurrent viewers on Twitch, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I care. I like the interaction with the community. Money would be great, right? Because like you're more likely to get like followers or subscribers on Twitch, right? You get more money that way, but it's also like, no one's gonna really throw those at me anyway, likely. So else we're meddling with space time here. If you get 2 average Twitch viewers, I'll hop over to Twitch for the most part. Fair is fair. There you go. I'll hop back over to Twitch too. Sure, it sounds good. Like I said, I don't I'm not like, I don't really care. Like I said, either or other. What am I doing with my life? I should have this say base effect. Base effect goes here. Just jumping around. Twitch technically has 7 TV installed, so you can do the Turnip King in camel case, and it will show the Turnip King. So there's that. I said on Twitch. It doesn't work on YouTube. Listen, Maximus, God. Although he's like microscopically small. I need to like reframe him. He needs to be like more square. I need to like just do his face part, I think. I'm surprised you aren't affiliated. This channel is outfitted super well and very professional. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Look at him. Look at the Turnip King. He's so small. Yeah, I don't know. I'm close. Like I said, I just need the concurrent viewers. I've got everything else I need. I don't know. I I think it's just like I'm in a weird niche, like a sub niche of a niche, you know? Like I do card game development, which is like there's not really a category for, right? Like I'm in video game development, or it's game development, game and software development, right? It is game development, but it is not software, right? That's the thing. I'm just talking here, not doing any work. Here's what we need to do. We need to take a card. Take a card, any card. And we need to just destroy it real quick. Don't mind me. And now he's done with this. Any card, pick debit card. That'd be funny. That's like Balatro kind of stuff right there. Or it's kind of more like that other game. It's like there's another like the Turnip King. He's so powerful and small. Yeah, I think I need to like Balatro mention. I played it the other day. My brother had it on his phone, and oh god, and I was playing it a bit. It was fun. I should just buy it. It's so good. But yeah, it seems like a game that would have it where it's like credit, like you'd have a credit card as one of the jokers, right? But that other game, I can't remember what it was called. It's less polished looking than Balatro, but it's I can't remember what it's called. I don't even know if I ever knew what it was called. I think Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers has it. Is that? I think this might be. I think this is exactly what I'm thinking of, actually. Maybe? Yes, this is what I'm thinking of. No, this is not what I'm thinking of. Is it? I think the game just looks much different than it used to. Yeah, this is the game I'm thinking of. Yeah. Well, Bean and Radley's here. Can't escape now. True. Yeah, same game that had a visual overhaul. Gotcha. That makes sense. It was very. Yeah, it looks good now. That's nice. Go them. Yeah, it's kind of funny that. Well, I don't know. I think Balatro's simple concept made it. Sorry, let me show everyone this game. So we know what we're talking about. It had more of that like crazy like card interaction, but I feel like it's a less simple game, and that's probably why it didn't do as well. Morning, Boorad. Yeah. This thing is timing too. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, like here's like The Witcher, right? They have like a bunch of other stuff that's yeah, credit card, etc. Yeah. It's getting bombarded. I got tagged with being a Balatro, like even though they were developed at the same time. Yeah, that's funny. Meanwhile, Balatro officially has Witcher skins. There you go. Go them. I was like, why did my viewership on YouTube just plummet? It's because like half of you went to Twitch. So there you go. Let's see. You mentioned my game of the year 2024. Sorry. No, you're good. I am just distracting myself here really more than anything. I think I'm at the point, like, I can, like, focus really well for, like, about 2 hours, and then after that, my brain just starts melting, especially on stream. Honestly, part of me probably should stop wearing my hat, because it, like, compresses my brain, you know? And I can't think anymore. But it's, like, part of the brand now, you know? Let the brain expand. Honestly, I probably should. Here, you can see my slightly fuzzy head. You probably also can see like a great what is it? Like a hat mark on my head. No, the cap keeps the brain from fuming out. Let it expand. Jimmy Neutron it. There you go. It's kind of cold without it. We did down. Wait, let's see. We need to copy this. We need to go into. I'm gonna try to focus for half a second. Armies against entropy cards. Actually, I did this wrong. Do they have a redo? They do have a redo. How beautiful. We need... Put it back. Okay, you're right. My eyes, it burns. You're right, I'm sorry. Base effect goes here. Now we download it. Download. And then we undo everything again. Spam the Control-Z button. Too bald for my own good. I am struggling to focus. It's fine though. We're chatting. We're having fun. As long as y'all are having fun, I don't care. It's wild how big these cards are. I guess it's because it's like 300 DPI or whatever. So it's, in theory, 3 times what it should be. Actually, this probably shouldn't have the defeated effect icon on it. Because you let all the brain out. True. Whatever. It's fine. I don't care anymore. Rasterize layer. No more brain. Brain be gone. Let's actually do this. Let's make it approximately the same size as here. They're on like completely separate pages, so it doesn't really matter that much, but especially because it doesn't fit here, so maybe it will be smaller. Brain be gone. I also think it's probably because I don't take like enough breaks during stream. Like just staring at your monitor for 3 hours is kind of crazy. And like trying to be focused for 3 hours is a lot also. I don't know. I don't know how like the people do it who like stream for like 10 hours. That's just crazy to me. Although I think you just have to like make sure to like what the heck? Why am I writing? Hello? For some reason my caps lock is acting really weird. It's like only, it's doing. Is my shift key broken? Whatever. My shift key might be broken. That's kind of taking up running. That's kind of like taking up running. Marathoners look insane at first until you kind of just get used to running for long distances and whatever. Damn, Twitch got lag for me. Couldn't watch it properly. Is that for everyone else, or is it just for Maximus, out of curiosity? Because sometimes it says my bit rate is like not correct. I'm Gucci. Okay, so just Maximus. That's fine. I don't mind. You actually activate the FR button sometimes. Maybe? I don't really have a function button. I mean, I do. Well, let me see. Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Interesting. Good call. Thank you. I've never had that happen before. Nothing wrong here. Just me and my onion net. No problem. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. Beautiful. So this is... Okay, we just have to... We just have to, mess around here. Okay, now we have a, say, defeated effect twice here, so this can be merged into here, and then we can take up a little bit more space. So that should work perfectly fine. Guess we take this and we put it in here. This icon shows up on cards to represent either, right? EITEGR. There we go. Words are hard. Most cards controlled by the old god have defeated effects, which can be either positive or negative. This icon is shown on cards to represent. But that doesn't quite make sense. Either type. That's probably fine. I don't know. There'll probably be a wording pass at some point. We need to relabel this effects. We need to get rid of card effects. We need like a one sentence thing here. Which basically will be this. And then we're actually done with this page, I think. Old God cards. Typically have two types of effects. A base effect and or a defeated effect. This doesn't need to be here. Ta-da. Old God will typically have one or two types of effects, a base effect and or a defeated effect. Okay. What else we got? I guess this page technically needs to say cost. Ability or cost, because that is a thing now. Maybe we can make these all fit. I don't know. I gotta figure that out still. Because having one page for all this might be nice. We can maybe squeeze some stuff in here, but we'll see. All right. Well, I got way more done than I thought I would, so that's a plus. I thought I would, like, my brain would completely fry and I wouldn't be able to do anything else, and then we would just move on to, like, drawing, but we got a good amount done. We got the only thing we have left is talking about deck building and list of terms in the back of the book, and then rearranging everything to make sure it all fits. We'll probably work on one of those for like half an hour, but first I'm gonna hit the bathroom and then we are going to, well, I guess we'll do that, right? So be right back. All right, I'm back. Protein bar in hand. Let's do a list of terms. Maybe. Because that seems the most simple to do right now for the next half an hour. You have a list started? Nope. Actually, maybe. Just getting the list started would be a good start, you know. Can you export all the text from your cards? Sort of. What do you have in mind? I could throw it all in ChatGPT and tell it to come up with a list of terms for me. This is the wrong thing. Yes, that. Okay. I do have this, but yeah, let's see. Let's just go into would I identify a bunch of terms? Yeah, that's probably a great way to do it. Let's go bring up ChatGPT. Let's do a new chat. And you come up with a list of terms for the cards represented in this sheet. Why? That was just a question mark. This would be a list of game terms players might need to know. Hero, land, structure, spell, god, unit effects, triggered effect, ability, cost. Look at this. How dare you call yourself an artist after using dark arts so frivolously? True. You know what, Maximus? Just for that. We're generating an image of Daedalus Maximus. I don't know if it actually worked. There, that's you. What do you think? How do you feel about this? For a second, I thought you were gonna make a wall of 12.3 capital numbers. Feel threatened. Yeah, that's fair. Why are they all? Is this? I don't know. Anyway, Dalmas look very regal. Yeah, you look like an Egyptian god, which is pretty sick. Anyway, not saving that. All right, so all these are like things we already have, right? Effects, unit effects, abilities, cost, etc. Types of card interactions. This might be allocating units, card draw, card destruction, definitely. Card movement? That could be useful. Triggers before attacking. Yes. When played, yep. When destroyed, upon activation. Attack rolls, attack phase, power level. Power level isn't really a thing anymore, it's strength, but I don't think my things all that. Draw pile, discard pile, top of deck. Unit phase. Activated effect. Activated effect is an old thing too, but I don't know if you gotta put triggers as a term though. Yeah. It's interesting though, right? But I don't think it necessarily needs to be clarified. Well, I mean, before attacking might be useful. Maybe. It has it wrong, but I don't know if it necessarily needs to be. Yeah, card disabling, I don't think it has in here, which is like the biggest things, but this is useful to know. Or like to maybe have, I don't know. It's a good jumping off point potentially. And a lot of these, like, I don't think I need to explain what a hero is because it's in the rules, right? Like a lot of the card types and all that stuff should already be defined. It's more the text itself that needs to be clarified, which I don't know. I think destruction is actually a good term to maybe talk about, but card movements also maybe potentially a thing that I wouldn't have thought about. When played, like, do you need to actually say when playing a card? Like, because playing a card is something that could be defined rather than just saying, like, because obviously people know what playing a card is, but I guess the difference between destroying and discarding and like that kind of thing, it could be terminology, but it's like assuming people don't know card games at all, right? Let me do one other thing. I don't know what I just closed. Not something I needed, but you throw the old god in there too. This is just to get ideas. Trying to guess triggers being terms. Yeah, I mean, fair. Because triggers are explained on the card. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I guess it's not an official term. I think the only thing I got from that is not necessarily the term itself, but talking about, I remember I wanted to talk about destroyed. like in what destroyed actually means, because it is a term. Although I don't know if we did a difference between destroyed and discard. I think we tried to avoid that, but not discard. Discard's different. Discard could be a term, right? That is a term, right? Did I open up this? This document is worthless now. It needs to be destroyed. In fact, we're just gonna get rid of it. Or not get rid of it, but we're gonna start over. Destroyed. Discard. What was the one we wanted to talk about? Disabled. All D words, apparently. No. Yeah, surprisingly not super useful. This would be more useful when determining the rule book, but I think I also did the same sort of thing. I guess playing a card is a term that could probably be explained. It should be self-explanatory, but again, I have had like the more important thing, I guess, is like, what is the I use a term in here. I think people got confused whether it's like if it counts if it's in your hand or not. Oh, I guess like I guess that's kind of a difference between discard and destroy. Like some people wonder if like destroying a card can be in your hand, but typically it says in play. So like in play, I guess, is a term potentially separate from play, but maybe not necessary. But yeah, I agree with you. Triggers don't need to be in there the more I think about it, because defining an official term also, yeah, it's just unnecessary, first of all, but second of all, I don't know. I had a point, but I don't know where I was going with it, so. I don't know if these need to be different, but those cards that enters play. Which I guess is technically a triggered effect. Sorry, I'd be talking more, but I'm eating. We explained attacked. I mean, targets could be technically a term. The archer says it can attack 2 targets, which maybe could be clarified, but I don't know if that's necessarily 100% needed. We're writing down all the potentials at this point, right? It's not necessarily like I think I necessarily need everything here, but I don't need to explain what rounding is or the word half. No. I don't know if moving cards and moving units is something that needs to be. I don't think it really needs to be explained because it's explained in moving cards, maybe, because I don't think that's like, that's an innate ability of a card, but we'll kind of discuss it more, I guess, as we, you know, start actually writing what the term means, I think. This hero gains 1 unit for each land in play during your play phase. Or unit phase. We already defined unit phase, so that doesn't need to be a term. If any of the terms are in the rulebook, I don't think they need to be in the back, right? I don't know if we agree with that, but I think that's just redundant. It's already like, it would be double redundant because a lot of this stuff is also on the like card anatomy, especially like terms like hero and all that kind of stuff. Card type, etc. I don't know if we need to define like draw a card, but I'm gonna write it in there. That's reaching terms of like, you just don't know what a game is, apparently. Actually, no, draw is explained in the rule book, even if it wasn't. That's being too crazy. Okay. Destroyed. Gain units. Play 1 additional card. Cards and move. Allocation phase. We talk about that. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of terms that need to actually be defined. I'm kind of like grasping at straws here. Straws? Is that right? Yeah. I don't even know if that's the right way to use that term, but destroy, destroy, destroy. Transfer. Nah, I mean, these are like, I don't know. I mean, like, technically you could define before and after. If we really wanted to. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but like, Yeah, I'm really, really, really reaching here to try to figure out if there's any other terms. But really the main ones, I think, are like destroyed, discard, and disable. Yeah. I guess reveal maybe could be one. Basic card terms, I think, could be explained, right? But we'll finish going through this, and then I'm going to be done, I think. Just a quick skim. Wasteland, redraw, blah, 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 previous... Destroy. Controlled actually might be a good term, potentially. Disabled minion attacks. No, I already have all these. Yeah, I think that's basically it. All right, y'all. I think that's probably it. Not a really flashy way to end the stream, but we'll kind of work on that next time, along with the deck building rules. And then finally get all that sorted, and kind of repolished. And then we can actually come out with the next version, which will be exciting. So I got to work on that behind the scenes too and do patch notes and stuff. But I do have other work to do, that mainly being another devlog. I'm going to say this out loud to whoever is left here, but I'm going to try to get this devlog done by Friday, so try to hold me to that. Yeah, that's basically it. Let me show my face. Yeah, so hopefully new devlog on Friday. I'm gonna raid someone, so if you feel like jumping back to Twitch, or you're on Twitch or whatever, we're gonna do that. We're gonna give someone a raid. I don't know who yet, but certainly gonna be someone. If anyone has any suggestions, I'd be happy to take them. But yeah, we'll find someone to raid. Later days, have fun with your raid. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, Thunder. We'll be back on Wednesday. Just have to find someone. It always takes me a while. Any faces I recognize. It's interesting because the people who working on a tabletop music player, what does that mean? would assume... You know what? YOLO. We're gonna do it. It says tabletop in the name. We're going. All right, y'all. I will see you on Wednesday. You all have a good one. I will, again, try to get a video out on Friday. Hold me to it. And I will see you tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Wednesday. All right. Raid. Which, of course, takes a few seconds. Have a good one. Later days. 2 days that are later. Fire in the hole.